All right, we are live.
Hello. Welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 468. I am Otto. Tonight I am joined with Jared,
What's up?
the Jewish Internet Defense Force Captain. Quite a title. Quite a title.
Yeah.
And there's the voluntarist, James Babb. I like the shirt.
Great to be here. Anarchy
Ball.
Of course.
Nice. Hell yeah. And Victor Charlie. What's up, Alex?
Hey, good to be back, guys. And just want to thank everybody for their, prayers over the past couple weeks and people reaching out. And so it's been good. So for those that don't know, my father passed a little over about 2 weeks ago. So appreciate everybody reaching out and support. And so, but yeah, so good to be back in the saddle.
Yeah, it really sucks, man. I really do feel for you. We're glad to have you back. So there's really no nice way to transition into from that.
I know,
but that's life. Yeah. But that's like it's a microcosm for life, you know.
Yeah,
and I know good. I know it was sudden, but definitely not, suddenly. So
yeah, it was not. It was not sudden. My dad was a pureblood. But
he was mudbloods.
Yeah, no, but he did have but he passed peacefully in his sleep, so no suffering, so that's always a blessing. And it was cool hanging out with Jared and Babs came up the day of the funeral for like post reception. I felt bad because Jared drove all the way up from Baltimore it was like south of Reading. And he got there to where we had it, and we had the room till like 8 o'clock. But everybody, I guess, weeknight, a lot of people left early. And Jared's like, "Dude, I just got here. Where are you?" And he's like, "Everybody's like, the staff's like wrapped up the place and cleaned up." Yeah. And so yeah, Jeff Douglas was there, and Mike Heiss. Mike Heiss actually lives like right near where right there in the town. And long story short, so we like went down the road to this brewery and James showed up and had a couple high ABV beers, and I time traveled that evening. So, but it was good hanging out with him. So,
yeah. I was bummed I couldn't make it. I tried my best, man, because I feel like a terrible friend.
No, it's a trek. I mean, because from Baltimore up to PA, I get it. No worries.
Yeah, but
cool. Jared could do it. He didn't have any problem with that.
Thank you, voluntarist. Thank you. No, but honestly, I didn't have a car until 6 o'clock that night because my brakes went up in my car, and I was having a hard time stopping the car.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been ideal.
That's not a good.
It was it went from how like you have that point where you hear it kind of squealing a little bit. You're like, okay, yeah, it's time. I need to get my brakes fixed. It went from 0 to not being able to stop my car.
Oh shit!
Like it happened so suddenly. So it was It was pretty bad, so I had to get it taken
Hunter
care
knows
of.
What's up?
I couldn't get it till 6 o'clock that night, and it's just a mess. But I'm glad you had people come, and I had all your guys come up, so I was really glad to see that.
I like that first beer I had there. That what was it? It was like 10% or something. That like high ABV one.
Ooh, yeah, I forget. They were all named after it was like a Grateful Dead bar, and all the beers were on tap were named after Grateful Dead songs.
I think it was like a double IPA.
It still tasted good though. It's still like it didn't like it wasn't like patchouli scented or anything. It was,
yeah. No,
yeah, they were good beers. They were good beers.
Yeah.
It wasn't, but
did it taste like incense?
Yeah, like dirty socks.
Right. Yeah, I was actually at a brewery I've never been to, Diamondbacks in Locust Point in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, how'd that go? I went up
I've had
PA Friday early. I didn't get a chance to go there. It was what was that organization? It was like a qualified immunity.
Yeah, it was Americans Against Qualified Immunity. They're an offshoot of Institute for Justice, which might be a Koch brothers thing. I'm not sure. I have to look into that. I heard someone mention that. I think I could be wrong. So, but it was cool. Like it was just like these 2 girls. Like it was like literally they bought everyone a beer. They
Isn't
gave
it the
token.
Koch brother now? Didn't one of them die?
Oh yeah. Oops, my bad. R.I.P. I guess. But yeah. So I went there and it was pretty cool. Like I just just to chill. I wanted to see how they just make connections. Really, just go up there and see if they'd come out to one of our local meetings, see what they're about. Because I was like, you guys already had me hooked. I was like, here's my email. They gave me a free beer, so I just sat at the bar and just let them do their thing with other people who were come up asking questions and stuff. Because I didn't want to take up space, but I went up there and so I was only there for like a half hour. Had 2 beers and hightailed it back up, and so that was pretty cool. It's really neat. It's like at the base of some huge like brick. Like think how the shot tower in Baltimore is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's
over
like
there
imagine like the bar, the back of the bar is that curved brick base of the shot of this tower that goes all the way up. And I was like, it's pretty dope. They had a pretty good sour that was on draft, so I had that. That was pretty. They
have a good beer, Green Machine. It's really,
that's their house good. IPA.
Yeah, that one's really good. I've had that a couple times, but yeah, it was pretty. Speaking of breweries, we went to. It was my first time ever going, and it was right after the next day was the funeral. My dad was buried at a military cemetery, Fort Indian Town Gap, but it's near Hershey, PA. So my aunt and uncle, they live there. I mean, my aunt's semi-retired, my uncle's retired. They love to like just travel, go to breweries and on the weekends and go antiquing and do like. But they went to they took us to Trogues Brewery afterwards.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right, man.
You sent me some pictures.
Food was so good. Beers were excellent. I just I'm actually drinking a Troganator. Yeah, it's really good.
It's an Imperial, right?
Yeah, it's a double Bock. Really nice.
Oh,
it's
a double Bock.
8.2%. It's really nice. But oh man, that brewery is. So if you're ever in Hershey, near Hershey, PA, definitely check out Trogues. Food's awesome. Yeah, it was great. So it was it was great for the kids too. Like my niece and nephew loved it there. And
the guy I went to school with.
What do they like?
What's that?
What kind of beer do your niece and nephew like?
Some low ABVs. So
a guy I went to school with became a brewmaster at Trogues.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah, because I went to school right down the street at Lebanon Valley.
That's right.
It's like right down the street from Hershey. And yeah, he ended up becoming a brewmaster there, but I think he started his own brewery. So he's not there anymore. But
give me a hookup. Let's hook up. Come on, man.
See what I can do. I haven't talked to him in years, but
whack. That's pretty. That was Trogues. I would love to go visit there sometime. I really
their Dreamweaver is like the shit.
Mad Elf is just a good thing to get drunk on in your Christmas time.
I don't really like the taste of Mad Elf, but
I thought it's nasty. I thought it's just a giant novelty bottle, but you drink,
dude. I went to a party where they had kegs of Mad Elf, and like for everybody listening, Mad Elf is like 12%. So like everybody was just completely trashed at this party. So that's like all there was to drink. It was just
it basically tastes like imagine like beer mixed with rubbing alcohol. That's what it tastes like.
It usually Christmas ales are like 4%. They come in a little keg. You see them at the liquor store. And like
I usually like Christmas ales.
Mad Elf's like fuck it.
Yeah, like I had some sort of. I'm trying to remember that. I gotta find it again because I got it last year. It was like a bourbon barrel aged Christmas ale, and dude, that thing was like one of the best beers I've ever had. It was probably like 6-7% or something.
There's this whiskey I'm trying to get my hands on from Flying Ace Farm in Leesburg, Virginia. They make it out of pretty much it's their Flying Ace. Nasty. I like my rubbing alcohol straight.
What is that? Hold on. What is that? What is the profile pic? Matt Perry alive? What is that?
Matt Perry alive.
I don't know. I need to know what that.
Scary Matt Perry. Whatever, dude. But anyway, so they it's their Flying Ace bourbon that they have, but it's aged in rum barrels, and it's like the smoothest fucking thing. It's called Son of a Santa. I want to get my hands on it so bad, but it's probably going to be sold out by the time I get anywhere near there. That sounds good. But another reason I was kind of late tonight because I was going to wait to talk about this on the show, but I did something crazy.
What's that?
I adopted another dog.
Oh, what?
What?
You have 3 dogs now?
Not a puppy though, right?
No, not a puppy. Not a puppy. This was
Okay.
adoption. This wasn't a breeder. This was straight up.
Okay.
It was Christina the other night. She this is like happened literally 10 days ago. She tagged me in this Chesapeake Bay Retrievers group of this one dog who was still looking for adoption. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. I would love to have her, because I had a Chesapeake Bay Retriever who died right around the time like I started, a few months after I started doing the podcast. And I've always loved Chesapeake Bay Retrievers, and I hate, like, my wife has these little dachshunds that are just really annoying and I don't like.
Yeah.
And so I made a comment saying, oh my gosh, she's so cute, I want her. And someone messaged me and was like, she's still available, like this, because usually whenever you go to adoption things, like they're like the Chesapeake Bay Retriever Society, like, or the rescuers, they take them up in a second, so they're never available. The posts are always old and outdated. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. And I looked into her story, and apparently they found her in Cecil County chained to a car with her puppies just out in the open, and she's only like 2 years old, and she was like, by like some puppy mill had her. And they were like, yeah, so they came and took her puppies, but they said they'd come back and get her to put her up for adoption, and they never came back. I was like, so she was just chilling. So I went up to all the way up in like Forest Hill, Maryland, to this rescue, and I adopted her.
Nice.
And
I don't understand why people do that to dogs. Like, just take them to a rescue. There's like 1,000 rescues. Just like drop them off at the doorstep of the rescue. Like, what the fuck, man?
Right. So
people are just horrible.
Fucked up. I know. And I was like, oh my God. And so, usually with rescues, like, I have 2 other dogs, kids. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
And I have limited space in my house, but she's a very small for her size. She's like smaller than my last Chesapeake Bay Retriever. And they said she's great with kids, great with dogs. And I was like, well, wow. Because my other Chesapeake Bay Retriever, she's kind of a bitch. She picked certain people she liked and certain people she didn't like. And there was no rhyme or reason. She loved kids, but other dogs, some dogs she'd be okay with, other dogs she just hate. Same thing with people. Like my one friend Steve, he'd come in the house and she'd be like, okay, you're good. And he looks just like his brother, Jimmy. And Jimmy would walk in and she'd start just trying to bite Jimmy. And I'm like, what the fuck? So they're very temperamental. So finding one that was good with kids and dogs, it's perfect. And so we got her. So we went and got her on Friday night. Right after I left that brewery, I went and picked up the kids, and we went all the way up there to Forest Hill, Maryland. We adopted her. And so I've just been taking her for long walks.
Right. First you get liquored up, then you're like, oh, it's a cute puppy. Oh.
Come on, kids, let's go rescue a dog.
She's 2 years old. She's better than my other 2 dachshunds. There's been no accidents. She's completely house trained.
Maybe you should trade in 1 or 2 of those then.
That's what I've been trying to get rid of these.
The dachshunds are puppies though, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately. They're obnoxious. She's like housebroken. She's perfectly fine. She's crate trained. She's great.
Did you ever take your dachshunds vole hunting? Like they were designed for?
No. They barely.
Are they supposed to like go into little holes and chase shit out? Like,
yeah.
is that
rats or what are they supposed to hunt? Like
moles and stuff like that, groundhogs, stuff.
Go get that groundhog. I mean,
do they dig? Do they dig in your yard?
No. Do you think Christina lets them out in the yard? No, they stay in the bed most of the damn time, and then they pee on my floor and shit on my floor, and then that's most of the time where they go. Yeah, I know. Don't ever get sold off.
I don't have pets.
No. Well, we were a pet-free house. We were pet-free for a long time until last year, and then I always told everyone, I said, look, if a Chesapeake Bay Retriever comes up, I'm just gonna adopt it. Like that's whatever. I just didn't think it would happen so quick. You're just kind of like you just comment on a post, not expecting anything, and then it's like it's not like I'm paying out the ass for.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's like not like going to a breeder and spending like $1,000 on a dog. Like this was straight up just adoption fees. And
that was me.
Her up. Yeah, well, that was the other 2 dogs.
I didn't pay 1,000, but I paid like 600.
Dude.
Whoa,
dude! I paid twice that for one.
What's that? You paid twice that for one?
For one?
One of the dachshunds?
Yes.
Oh,
what?
man.
Why is a dachshund 1,200?
It was 1,300. So
Dude, there's so many good like shelter dogs in Baltimore.
I know.
Parks.
The only reason, I mean, look, I love my dog. I wouldn't like have done anything differently. But I mean, the only reason we paid for a dog was because Shannon has allergies.
That's
so
right.
we needed a dog.
Yep.
And it was so hard to find like doodle type dogs like in a rescue. So it was like,
and
I'm
they're
not gonna
first to go. They're one of the first to go, and like.
So I was like, fuck it. I mean, I don't mind spending the money.
Oh, that makes sense.
But I would like to rescue a dog.
Why
So
don't
like
you
if I ever find
that?
one?
It sounds like a special dog you could make money breeding.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that though.
It's doggy eugenics.
Yeah. But I don't know. I would be nice to like find another dog and have another dog that he could play with, because it would take a lot off of my plate as far as like keeping him entertained.
Yeah, and so she's great. I had a Chessie. We literally found her on the side of the road, and she was purebred. She must have just escaped from some type of puppy mill or something in the area, and we found her, and she was a few months old. We had her for 10 years, and so she died in like 2017, like late 2017, like right after Christmas.
Mm.
We should like break into the police canine units and like steal all of their dogs, like liberate.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
You ever noticed? So that's funny you mentioned that, because whenever I was like in these vegan radical circles, like ALF, Animal Liberation Front, I was in a lot of their groups. They never wanted to rescue police dogs. They only wanted to do like corporate animals, like from the corporations.
What corporate animals?
They don't want anybody shooting back. They don't want anybody shooting back when they break into their place,
monkeys.
Like
they were like trying to rescue monkeys
pesting,
and rabbits, and
like Johnson and Johnson or something, right? Yeah, but then you ask about the police horses and the police dogs and the army dogs, and they're like, whoa. Did you ever hear about that weapons platform that they were developing? And it was World War II era, before the nuclear bomb. They were working with incendiary bats. Did you ever hear this?
And it got out.
Yeah, they put these little payloads on, like incendiary payloads on a bat, and then they'd like chill them down so they'd be inactive, and like pack them in egg cartons. And then they'd fly over the target, and they would drop these things in the parachute. And as they'd warm up, they'd become active, and they'd fly out, and then they'd go roost somewhere. And then eventually their bomb would go off. I mean, this is, of course, indiscriminate targeting of civilian infrastructure, right? Like,
it was done deliberately for Japan, because they had very wooden houses, like that wooden, stuff that wasn't made of like steel or concrete. So that's
definitely
why
definitely a war crime. But there it is, the bat bomb.
Hold on, here it is. Bat bombs were an experimental World War II weapon developed by the U.S. The bomb consisted of a bomb-shaped casing with over 1,000 compartments, each containing a hibernating Mexican free-tailed bat with a small timed incendiary bomb attached. Dropped from a bomber at dawn, the casings would deploy a parachute in mid-flight and open to release the bats, which would then disperse and roost in eaves and attics in a 20 to 40-mile radius. The incendiaries, which were set on timers, would then ignite and start fires in inaccessible places in the largely wood and paper construction of Japanese cities.
See?
But what about the bats?
Project X-Ray.
Jesus.
This is crazy, dude.
Project X-Ray.
Well, the only reason I think
hey, now that we're much more humane with drone bombs and
I know.
Once it was discontinued.
White phosphorus.
They're like, oh, we have a better way to incinerate civilians. We don't need the bats after all. But thanks for trying.
I think what happened was it got out. Some of the bats got out with the incinerator.
Wait, hold on. There's more links here. Anti-tank dog.
Oh, Jesus!
I think they
Christ.
burned
explosive
down
rat.
Like their own. They burned down their own barracks.
They did. They burned down their own barracks. Yeah.
The explosive rat, also known as a rat bomb, was a weapon developed by the British Special Operations Executive in World War II for use against Germany. Rat carcasses were filled with plastic explosives and were to be distributed near German boiler rooms, where it was expected they would be disposed of by burning, with the subsequent explosion having a chance of causing a boiler explosion.
What? That is the most convoluted mousetrap game style.
All right, we're gonna put these rats.
What the fuck?
Like, who's gonna put
They're gonna be filled with
in
C4
the boiler in your building? You know, like,
Right.
oh well, what do you know? Like, that sounds like right.
Yeah, when you take them outside, like in a pit or something, and then
I mean, it's England. Don't they just fling garbage into the streets? I mean,
bat bomb. No. Forest mommy. Sorry about your election, Forest mommy.
Well, wasn't there something recently where like they accused the Putin got accused of training whales or something like that? You remember?
Yeah, I think it was like the porpoise. Or
what
I mean,
the
I think
fuck,
the Navy uses them.
Anti-tank
All right.
dog.
What's that?
Okay, this is sad.
Oh no.
Anti-tank dogs were dogs taught to carry explosives to tanks, armored vehicles, and other military targets.
Jesus Christ.
They were trained by Soviet and Russian forces between 1930 and 1946. Dogs were trained to leave a timer detonated bomb and retreat, but this routine was replaced by an impact detonation procedure, which killed the dog in the process.
What the fuck?
Well, that way they couldn't give up their owner's secrets. You know what I mean? It was like it was a one and no chance of getting captured.
Right. Just kamikaze dogs.
Yeah, it was short-lived because then the commies had to eat dogs. They had to resort to eating them. They couldn't use them as bombs.
Like, wait, we can't be blowing up our food now. Come on.
Right. Fuck.
Good God.
So what about the animals?
Wow.
Fair, man.
Wow.
What about those poor dogs at the TSA that they like make them like walk up and down a fucking aisle like 100 times a day?
So
and you can't even pet them. There's a sign that says "Don't pet the dogs."
Oh, you can pet them. You actually can pet them. It's I don't want you to know that, but you actually can pet them.
It's like, what?
Did you pet it, James?
You can definitely pet them. Absolutely.
Like, yeah, you can also like those cops' guns that they have on their waist. Those are free. You can take those. You can take those.
It's a game. If you can get the gun, they give you a prize. Oh, you got my gun! Congratulations, you win.
Pet the dogs.
Liberate these animals.
Guns.
Would that be neat to see if like the whole TSA kennel like got liberated one night and just became like a pack of roaming German shepherds, you know that.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Oh, that's great.
I remember there was a video of this TSA thief had a dog, like one of those dogs on a leash, and was just like dragging it around the airport, and it was like sliding around. He was like yanking on its neck and shit. It was like horrible.
That was probably one of their valuable cash sniffing dogs, which is the real like pinnacle of dog training, right? Like it's got the biggest reward possible.
Yeah.
It's great.
They've been trying to develop the Bitcoin sniffing dog, but it's still in progress.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's fucking hilarious.
Sniffs out your smart keys.
Where do we jump off this week? There's so many directions we could go here. What do you guys want to hit on first, guys?
I don't know. What do we
I don't know. We just spent the first 30 minutes talking about dogs.
I talk about
beers and
and I guess breweries too.
Rescue
talk about
dogs.
music now.
Yeah, any baptism?
Not of.
You had your architecture at autism the other day.
Oh yeah,
in the
Auto's infrastructure update.
Oh yeah, I made that joke. I didn't even see.
Oh,
if you responded to that.
Yeah. Because like I was,
we were talking about. You were just like, oh yeah, I watched the Godfather this weekend. I was watching all the Godfathers, and I was like, oh, speaking of the Godfather, and I was up in Reading again this weekend, and it was this old mansion, dates back to 1877. It's called the Inn at Center Park, and they have a really, really nice brunch. And so we had a surprise birthday party for my mom for her 70th birthday. And like in the main bathroom, it's like the water where you flush the toilet, the tank is above the toilet, just like the scene in The Godfather where they, they go into an Italian restaurant, the revolver's behind there. But so I just posted a picture of that, and then a picture of the outside of this the Inn at Center Park in Reading, and I was just like, what kind of, that's kind of rare. You see a Victorian with that type of architecture. Oh, that's Neolithic Gothic revival. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it was the Second Empire Victorian. It's what it looked like at first, but then I noticed. I was like, "But it's stone. That's very strange." And then I clicked on the pictures and started doing research. I was like, "Oh, it's a Gothic Revival Victorian." So that's probably that's late though for Gothic Revival. Gothic Revival is kind of over after the 1860s. So for an 1877 house, you'd expect it to be more. I don't know, maybe more stick work on it instead of stone. But anyway, I think
we need to have like a spin-off podcast where it's just Otto's autism. And it's just we have like a few different segments on your various autistic endeavors, and then we put that out once a week.
Otto's automatic autism.
Or once a month.
Otto's
automatic.
Or just like autism.
Autism.
Autism. Hi, my name's Autism. Nice to meet you. But yeah, that's me.
Oh shit.
Anyways, I think we were going to talk about Olive Garden and Veterans Day.
Oh yeah, I
thank you for your service.
I got a free meal at the Olive Garden. Yeah, we just went there.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I don't want to step on your toes.
No, it's okay. That was it.
Kyle Molinay went to every single restaurant in his area, from Red Robin to Outback. He went in one trip that took him a few hours, and he got a free meal at every single place. Sat down and ate the free meal and took pictures of it. It was the funniest fucking thread.
What, he just told them he was a veteran?
Yeah, he just, every place that was offering a discount or free thing, he went there, ate it, and then went to just that, and then went to another restaurant and ate it.
And he just said, I mean, is he a veteran? I don't know. He's
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of calories, man.
It's not stolen. He's not using stolen valor.
No stolen valor.
Free dude.
Oh wait, he is a veteran?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was just like pretending.
Big deal. Like, I mean, I always take the veteran parking spot, like at Lowe's or whatever. Like, I see that.
Wait, is that a thing?
I am there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I take the pregnant mothers. I take the veterans. I take the employee of the month. I take it all.
You take the handicapped.
I don't mess with the caps.
Reserved for law enforcement. That's the best.
Reserved for law enforcement. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is one near my gym. There's not at my gym, but at one of like the surrounding businesses. I saw one of those. It was like it's either reserved for a veteran or like law enforcement or something. And I was like, what the fuck?
So what'd you get?
It was in front of like a Black and Decker or something. Like it didn't make any sense.
I think there should be a Veterans Day. I'm glad that we take a day, but I think it should be a little bit different. I think it should be a day that veterans apologize. Right? Like every single, like, oh, you were an agent of the state. Okay, well, we'll forgive you, but there should be an annual reminder that you were. It's
like Yom Kippur, where you atone for your sins, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we can respect the veterans for being like, holy shit, was I dumb? You know what I mean? And then they can be welcomed back into society. What do you think,
James? That's harsh.
I've atoned.
Yeah,
I think Alex has done plenty of atonement.
Yeah.
Alex is absolved of his sins.
But
I take those. Like, I take the veteran parking spots because the government is at war with all of us. I mean, that's no joke.
You're a meme war. You're a meme war.
We're all veterans of the meme war.
Not to mention the drug war. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, you're a veteran of that. Yeah.
The war on poverty, the war on everything. Like everything they do is a war on COVID. On one of us.
I'm a victim of the war on obesity.
Michelle Obama's war.
Those corn subsidies. God damn those corn subsidies.
That food pyramid.
Right.
Fuckers.
Oh man. Yeah.
Great. What'd you get? Yeah, I want to know about the meal.
So it was Olive Garden, right?
Yeah, it was just we were just up because I was up this weekend because I'll be probably spending a lot more time up there, maintaining the fort. Plus, my mom's all alone up there now. But so yeah, we went out to Olive Garden and I took my niece and nephew. It was so funny because my niece is 3, and they're like, "Yeah, we're out here celebrating." They're like, "I was like, my niece we asked her, like, Cora, what'd you do today? What's the big celebration? And, like, she pooped in the toilet for the first time. So we're like, tell us what you did. She's like, I pooped in the toilet. I mean, but we just went out because
that's more than the president of the United States can do.
Right. Yeah. So we had no, we just went out. I think we had coupons, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, tomorrow's Veterans Day. Let me see if they honor it. And they're like, here's your menu. And it was pretty good chicken parm, nice. Had the endless salad. So but
yeah, man.
Yeah, whatever. Take advantage.
Did it right, man.
I tried to do the next day at this farmers market. It's like this big indoor farmers market. This one seafood supplier restaurant. They were giving out like crab cakes, but they're like, "Well, we need to see some ID." I haven't gone so far to have it on my driver's license to do those all those veteran perks, but whatever. No biggie. But yeah, that was about it. Just the Olive Garden on Friday night.
Yeah, Kyle was posting pictures of his boneless chicken, bites at Red Rock. Because I was wondering what he was doing. I was like, damn, he's at another restaurant. I'm sitting there watching it, and then I realized what he's doing.
Did he go to Golden Corral? God.
Dude, it was like honestly about 4 or 5 restaurants. He just took pictures of his little plate with just like a little free appetizer.
Is it only garbage food that people want to get to veterans?
That's what I was thinking. Like you're not going to I don't know. You're not going to like
McCormick and Schmidt is not like, or Ruth Chris.
You're not going to like the Capitol Grill. Yeah. You're not going Ruth Chris you're not.
These people might be depending on VA healthcare, and you're giving them all this fried food and sodas, like.
They just want rack up those VA dollars.
Oh, he's posted a picture. He went to Mission Barbecue. He went to some place. He's got
Mission Barbecue probably gives you like everything. They probably give you the whole fucking restaurant.
Just one sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I often get my veteran parking at Mission Barbecue. It's like near my gym when it gets really crowded. That's my final go-to spot.
Dude, their barbecue sucks.
Really?
Yeah, I don't go in there.
I haven't had it in a while.
But
I mean, you go in there and you're surrounded by just bootlicking bullshit.
Oh yeah, time. That too. I was instantly turned off by that.
But then like the barbecue is like, unless it's doused in sauce, like it's like completely dry. It's like
mid
as hell.
Very sad.
It.
Yeah, so
there's not too many good barbecue places in Baltimore. Pit beef, yes.
Is the only thing Baltimore has when it comes to barbecue.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good pulled pork.
Oh, I'm sure you'll find a good spot. But what is no for? Like, there's a place called Bonefire. It's right up the street from me. I really want to go.
BQ.
Yeah, mid BQ. That sounds like a podcast title.
Yeah, I had some good wings. Oh, dude, those wings I got at that brewery were good, Alex.
Oh, which one was that? Oh, yeah.
Dude, those were actually like surprisingly good. And also,
those ravioli, the pumpkin ravioli, that was pretty banging.
Those were all right. I just don't like when the sauce is just olive oil. Like I want sauce. I don't want like olive oil. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't mind though, but yeah, I hear you though. That's a valid point.
Like at least give me some like fucking vodka sauce or something, you know?
Right.
Man.
Anyways.
Do we want to get into clown world?
Yeah.
Clown world topics?
Let's do it. Let's go for it.
How about how about that soccer player this week? We'll pull that up.
Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah, and this is just it's very sad, very sad.
More like Fapino.
Yeah,
Fapino. Oh man, I'm sorry for that, guys.
Yeah. So Babs, she's the biggest COVID-idiot. She was championing like women in sports need to be paid the same as men. It's like, bitch, no one's watching women's soccer. Let's be real. Nobody's watching this shit.
Well, when she became a man, did she get man's pay at that point, or did they still pay her as a woman?
Wait, did she actually trans?
No.
I'm just looking at the haircut. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't have assumed.
No, I think she's just a lesbian.
Yeah, she's not an attractive woman. Well, she might be, but she's got that whole butch cut and just kind of playing the whole.
So what happened?
She looks like she's like 60, dude.
This was her last
game.
Her last game, 6 minutes in, and she tore her Achilles. And
this was like a year ago.
No, it wasn't. It was just this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought this was like during the World Cup or something.
No. She's playing for some professional. I don't know. Like it was some, but she has the nerve to say, because this happened, there's no existence of God.
What?
No, yes. I mean,
pull the art. Yeah, this is.
There's plenty of better arguments for no God, but women's soccer is definitely not one of them.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm sure a lot of people probably were like, my prayers were answered.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I was in the holy.
He says, I'm not a religious person or anything, but if there was a God, like this is proof that there isn't. This is.
She said,
effed
"What?
Up. It's
Are you serious?"
Effed up.
Yeah.
What's that?
She said, "Wait a minute. Repeat that sentence back again."
She says, "I'm not a religious person or anything, and if there was a God, like this is proof that there isn't."
What? She's like, if there was a God, this is proof that there's not a God. What?
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense, right?
No, she's a moron.
Other people are like, it's a miracle, like God be praised, right? Like,
I mean, I do like the.
Yeah, for us, it's proof there is a God.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying we were wishing for an injury. I'm just saying hypothesizing that someone might have thought that,
yeah,
I might have been. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it sounds painful and unfortunate. So
she's the queen beat boop bop NPC,
Beat
she's
boop bop.
Terrible.
Yeah, Lizzo is out. Megan Rapinoe is in.
Oh, what happened to
Lizzo ever?
Lizzo was like caught. No, she was like abusing her like dancers. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah.
She was like fat shaming her dancers.
Yeah.
And then like, what was she doing? Crushing them? I mean, what?
Yeah. Taylor Swift is proof there is a Satan. Yes.
She was fat shaming her dancers because they were
not fat enough.
They were. I think it was they were too fat.
I thought it was the opposite. I thought it was because they were too skinny. And it was making, I think it was ultimately like, it was because they were making her look extra fat because of how skinny they were. And she was telling them like they need to eat, and like shaming.
No, I think she was like, I think she was fat.
Fact check on that. Fact check on that one. Someone, all the thousands of listeners we have right now live, they're commenting. Feel free to fact check and let us know in the comments.
No, it says here in this NBC article.
It's true. It's NBC. It's got to be true.
It says
cutting in front of them at the buffet line.
What's that?
Is this Ivan? Oh, come on, Andrew. You come on.
It says the dancers accused Lizzo.
Is this a fact check or a fact check?
It says the dancers accused Lizzo, a performer known for embracing body positivity and celebrating her physique, of calling attention to one dancer's weight gain and later berating, then firing that dancer after she recorded a meeting because of a health condition. So, yeah.
You fat bitch.
You don't. She wants to be the fattest.
No, there was
like,
more.
I can be. There can only be one. There can only be one.
There was more. There was another interesting paragraph there.
There was another. Okay. Yeah, read this.
Something about
I lost my page.
Where was it? Lewd sexual fantasies.
Oh,
what?
Well, it says the suit also accuses the captain.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did read this.
Okay, the suit also accuses the captain of Lizzo's dance team of proselytizing to other performers and deriding those who had premarital sex while sharing lewd sexual fantasies, simulating oral sex, and publicly discussing the virginity of one of the plaintiffs.
This just sounds like the typical shit people talk about at work to me, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
but it's fun. It's just funny because she's like, she's like, oh, it's okay to be 400 pounds. It's okay to, and then she's like making fun of one of her dancers that probably weighs like 180 or something.
Probably even less than that, dude.
Probably less than that.
Yeah. That's
God bless
clown world.
Yeah,
get here.
That's
Wait, were you guys talking about Andrew's comment?
Yeah, the fact check or fact check. Now that sounds like my segment.
Oh man, what else can we get?
Missed you, man.
What else we got going on this week? Man,
we got a ton of stuff in here. The Q Shaman is running for Congress as a libertarian.
Yeah. There you go.
So apparently, I don't know if it's a 100% official, because apparently in the state of Arizona, you have to get a certain amount of signatures, and as long as you get on the ballot,
Jacob Chansley.
Yep.
All right, so I will waive the ban on politicians if we can get this guy on the show.
I mean, the Mises Caucus had him on. They had him on their podcast a couple of weeks ago. I didn't get a chance to listen to it, but he did talk about, his time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude.
Does he sound like a
no, I didn't. I didn't listen to it. I just saw that he was on. I haven't had a chance to go back and listen to it. I mean, we're talking maybe 2 months ago, month ago ish.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and listen to it. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, whatever. If anything, I mean, here's someone that witnessed firsthand, how the state, how corrupt the justice system is, how
he could win.
Yeah, possibly. I mean,
if votes were actually counted, I'm just saying, like, he could be. Let's just say he could be extremely popular. Who knows if he could,
that would be amazing, though. Honestly, dude.
And I think
he winds up in the building that he.
Yeah, right.
That he invaded.
Imagine that. Imagine that. That would be glorious. But I mean, I don't know. I'd have to find out more about him. Hopefully, it's not some just some vermin supreme kind of stuff. But
I've heard that he's pretty based.
Yeah.
Well, don't you think it's kind of ironic that these people are just leaving they're leaving the Republican Party, because the Republican Party is fucking disgusting shit show. After that, you guys, did you put it in the?
We got some of the debate highlights or lowlights.
So he's choosing to be a libertarian as opposed to running as a Republican, because fuck the Republican Party.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I honestly, it's getting to the point, and I was talking with a couple of people this weekend, and it's, I just don't see. There's no way they're going to allow Trump to run again. There's no way. And I just don't see people that are hardcore Trump and in that camp, which they're a lot more aligned with libertarians and are a lot more red-pilled and further along on their journey than, say, your average dumbass Republican GOP individual. I mean, so there's some debate highlights. Where do we jump off? Maybe the opening comments of Vivek. This was his opening comments in this debate, and it was Wednesday night, and it was on what channel was it on? It was on NBC of all, and this was great. Like, Vivek right out of the debate, and Otto, you posted it. It's like, you want to like this guy. He says all the right things.
Yeah.
You just can't trust him, but the things he says need to be said, and he just lays it all out there.
But this should be us saying it, though. So this is badass. Just play it in its entirety. It's so good.
Swami, let me turn to you. Please make your case. Why should you be the nominee and not the former president?
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020. 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. You think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation?
Boom.
Answer the question. Go.
Yep.
Mr. Ross.
Boom.
This is how we get our country.
Boom.
Smile.
We need accountability because this media rigged the 2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
and they're going to rig this election.
Your time is up.
Accountability.
Let me turn to Governor Christie. Why you?
He's like a smarter version of Trump, right? Like much more articulate, much more, on top of things. He was at Pork Fest. I didn't see him, but he didn't. At least he didn't demand a gun-free zone.
Yeah, and to Babs, I saw his interview, and right off the bat, he didn't squirm like not squirm, but remember RFK's answer was like, "Well, I'd have to look into Ross Albright. I'd have to look into the case." Where Vivek was like, he's like, "I'm well aware of the case. The judge."
That's right.
And he was like, "Free Ross, free Julian Assange." Like this is like. You want to like him because it's like, damn, he's saying,
but doesn't he?
like,
he's like
based on a
kind
lot
of
of
like
things.
but then he like wants a war with China or something. Like he's not
talks to China.
He wants to like
quite right. You know what I mean?
He wants to ban the TikTok and like blah blah blah, and he wants to have like a southern build that wall and let's be hard on the cartels and the drug war and stop the fentanyl coming in.
But he's also like, and Israel has the right to defend itself.
Yeah.
Like what?
I mean, here was another comment. Okay. Like this was the other clip. Let me see. This was.
Oh yeah, that one's good too.
This was Babs. You will like this one. Jared, you got it pulled up here. This was from the same debate earlier on. Asked about the heels comment. This was brilliant. And there was another one too. It didn't have great audio. I don't know if it was live or maybe because it was filmed from the audience. And I never saw a live clip of this. But this one too.
This is hilarious.
Do you want a leader from a different generation who's going to put this country first? Or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels?
All right, Mr.
In which case, we've got two of them on stage.
Ramaswamy,
two of them.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this is the end of it. But he was talking about just how Nikki Haley, that they all come from the establishment that lied his generation into the Iraq War,
and he was making fun of DeSantis's platform boots.
Yep,
right, which is pretty funny.
Yeah,
dude. Honestly,
me too, Mark. I'm hard.
Dude, Nikki Haley has to be the worst person up there by like a long shot.
Oh my!
Is she the one that's going to win? I mean, to me, like she's the establishment like flagship.
I don't think any. I mean, if they actually tally any votes, I don't think it would be her. But yeah, I mean, if they,
there's clearly money behind her because since that debate, I have just on multiple Twitter accounts running. I just see just a influx of I'm team Nikki, and it's like, what the fuck? Like there's clearly
what if they run her against Biden, right? And then the empire is secure for another cycle, right?
Well, listen, one thing she clapped back at Vivek and she said that my heels are for defense or for weapons or uses what something like that.
Ammunition.
Ammunition. And so
what does that even mean?
God.
She throws them at people?
The Mises pieces.
So the Mises pieces posted a meme. I can't. My computer won't let me bring it up because
here I'll see what I can find it.
It's the funniest fucking meme. I'm just gonna describe it. It's someone superimposed a picture of Vivek's head on George Bush's, and then they put Nikki Haley's on the journalist throwing the red heel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait. Here it is. I got it. I found
it. So funny. Vivek's face is hilarious. If you get it, pull it up, man. Oh,
yeah,
God, I'm
right there, Jared. It's the last one in the.
It's worth a look at, guys.
It's beautiful.
Audio medium for most of you, but it's so fucking good. It was like, honestly so underrated, and I'm so upset that it didn't take off like wildfire.
So great. Yeah, what does that even fucking mean, though? They're not for a fashion statement; they're for ammunition.
Well, no, this is. I don't know what she meant, but this recreating the famous shoe throwing, right?
Yeah.
George Bush was just spectacular. But that's what I was thinking. Like, anyway, what I'm just saying is she is definitely. I think Dick Cheney in high heels is a perfect description of her. Yeah. And certainly the John McCain, the Hillary, right? Like, why wouldn't they make her the candidate, and then have her running, and then she's your choice against Biden, right? And then, like, imagine having to choose between like extreme warmonger, on the right, and extreme warmongers, kid sniffer on the left.
I think we're witnessing the uniparty collapsing, and these two parties just.
I think you're seeing a shift. I think you're gonna have to see a shift in the Republican Party or in the Democratic Party. Like there's something's coming, and we're in the middle of it. I'm sure.
Yep.
Well, somebody should check with Mossad to find out what they've got planned for this season, right? I mean,
Jerry, can you look into that?
Yeah,
yeah. Check with Can you ask
some of your people?
Yeah.
I mean, but you can tell who they've got a file on, right? I swear to God, you can tell. Yeah. They're like told to utter certain key phrases, like we'll do anything for Israel, our greatest ally, like
Lindsey Graham, like they probably like Lindsey, it's not going to look good in conservative South Carolina if all those like gay orgy pictures every weekend and the gay truck, like the truck stops and the bathhouses and all that gets revealed. I mean, the shit that he says, and how the fuck does he keep getting elected? It's like,
because he's so obedient and so controllable due to his thick file.
Yes.
The thicker the file, the higher you get, right?
Right.
Like, but the one I was surprised, like, I didn't realize they had a file on Tulsi Gabbard. Like, I thought that she was like, like kind of immune, and even RFK. Like, turns out RFK Jr. had a couple flights on the Lolita Express.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Wasn't he in damage?
Wait, is that
control
true?
this week? Yeah, he was in damage control about it this week, right, Babs?
He didn't go to Epstein's Island, but he did borrow the plane and used it.
Or he flew with him to Florida or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that was revealed this week.
A little sketch.
It just means, what it means is, though, it doesn't mean anything necessarily inappropriate happened on that flight. What it does mean is that he knew Epstein well enough that he was happy to loan him his plane, right?
Yeah.
That means they're close, right?
Yeah.
That means this wasn't their only interaction together. It's not like, who's this guy? He needs a plane? Of course. Like, no, they're buddies.
Yeah.
Right this way.
But then it explains a lot, right? Like, it's just...
I mean, some of these people, they got so much dirt on them. They're just assets. And how much time we have here? Because this just goes to show the caliber of the people. And this was, again, like, God, running some of these accounts, I just get exposed to seeing the political machine. And there was this video. So this is the video, another Congress critter jumping in Maryland's 6th Congress race. And I was having a conversation with Jeff Douglas this weekend. We were talking about the same topic. Like, dude, all these fuckers are at some level are assets on the payroll. It's like, how? Because just listen to this fucker. Now, so backstory on this, those outside of Maryland. So long Congress critter Senator Ben Cardin is retiring. He's like 80 some years old. He's gonna wrap it up before he starts glitching out like Mitch McConnell, and so he's retiring. Yeah, he's retiring. So the current congressman is vying for that. Every swinging dick politician's vying for this. So there's this huge Democrat primary to try to get into this congressional race. But I've never heard of this guy, but he just seems like he's just coming out of like, let's play this video, just listen to it, even audio wise. It's just like, who the fuck is this guy? And listen to the talking points, everything down. I never heard of this fucking guy, but it's like, oh, it's just so they're assets. They're just working for the machine. They're either directly working for the CIA, or they have ties, or they have dirt on them, or to your point, Babs, the Mossad, they have a huge file. Like, look, you're going to go along. We're going to support you financially, do our bidding, and here's all the talking points. Jared, you pulling it up there? It's the
it's okay. It's more than just like, oh, you've got a side chick. It's more like, oh, you've been trafficking children, right? Or oh, you torture. You know what I mean? Like, right?
Or they elevate.
What people. Am I pulling up?
So it's another Congress critter jumping in Maryland's 6th congressional race, and also just like listen to it, and then listen to like his highlights, like his career highlights. Okay, like things like, this is why you should vote for me, and it's like, how is this qualifying? Like, again, they are not sending their best, and these people are just they're just total fucking just.
This dude's creepy.
Look at this. He's creepy too, man. Like,
he might be CGI.
Now, 6th congressional district is right outside DC and goes out to the western panhandle of Maryland.
I mean, how soon till we just start seeing AI candidates?
Like,
he's not an AI candidate.
This guy looks AI. Look at how
the background, that looks like the same Judge Jim Gray background we saw. Like, do they all have the same like windows like that? Dude, all these fucking white bread motherfuckers have the same like bay windows with the fucking.
Dude, the trees don't even look.
My name is Jeffrey Grammer. I'm a Democrat, veteran, family man, and physician running for U.S. Congress in Maryland's 6th District open seat. My lovely wife, Marielle, and I are proud parents of Joshua, Daniel, Riley, and Philip, plus our rescue dogs, Sandy and Rosie. Following my family's tradition of military service, I served honorably for 25 years in the U.S. Army, including completing 3 overseas deployments. I retired in 2017, having earned the rank of colonel. After my
now I live in
service,
a mansion.
I became the chief medical officer for one of our nation's largest behavioral health practices.
Behavioral health.
Sponsored by Pharma. Continue my service to our country in the United States
Sponsored
Congress.
by Pfizer.
Why am I the best person to represent you? When I was deployed to Iraq, servicemen and women were posted at remote bases around the country.
Iraqis.
Roadside bombs and ambushes made travel dangerous. I, alongside the brave members of the 785th Combat Stress Company,
I'm putting roadside bombs along 695.
Traveled by convoy.
We went door to door, winning hearts and minds.
I was awarded the Combat Action Badge and Bronze Star Medal for my actions. One of our missions
killed a million innocent people.
Was featured in 60 Minutes.
60 minutes.
I was honored to be interviewed by correspondent Christian.
What does this have to do with anything?
Okay, so he was interviewed by CNN. 60 Minutes. Like, Yamapur is such a fucking asset. Like what the fuck? So this is your.
It says something about his district. You said this is right outside DC, right?
DC.
Like, probably everybody who's voting is either working for the government or working for a government contractor.
Yeah.
So they're all jerking off like, this guy's just like me.
Yeah.
And he's not one of them Republicans. This sounds great.
Yeah. So, yeah. Carry on. Let's look at this pandering. Now he's got to pander to the rural parts of his district.
Moving our country forward will take this same courage, hard work, and compassion. I will fight for better access to healthcare and women's reproductive rights.
Women's reproductive
right to abortion.
For a strong economy that evolves with changes in technology. And I will fight to secure our democracy.
Wait, why did
Cumberland that works for and represents all Americans.
That's
I will bring together community leaders, labor leaders, small business owners, veterans, first responders,
without consideration
teachers,
of collateral
senior
damage.
citizens,
I'll do whatever
environmentalists,
it takes.
farmers, and anyone who has an interest in working together.
Anyone has a special interest.
Too many handshakes.
Marginalization and
like, don't touch them. Don't touch people like that.
Oh, look, we've got
we have a Hispanic. You have women. Hispanic, they, them. There was a pregnant woman.
Will find no fertile ground.
Have we seen anybody in a wheelchair?
I ask for your support in the Democratic primary, and I look forward to being your next
Sounds
US
like he's a bit
representative
ableist.
to fight for better health care, a strong economy, and a secure democracy.
Secure democracy. A secure democracy.
Misinformation will not flourish in Maryland's 6th congressional district.
Yeah, no misinformation. Our podcast will be banned in the 6th congressional district if he is our fearless.
How many Hagerstown listeners do we have out there?
Right. Yeah, so
you know what? Hey, some libertarian needs to run against that guy just for the lulls, right?
Yeah.
Well,
we do have one.
We know some people out there. Yeah. Maybe.
Well, so there's
how hard is it to get on the ballot for a congressional thing?
Easy. We already have access. You just got to file.
Get somebody on there and then do like a parody video of that guy. Like do a commercial that's kind of just like his, but like
you're like
democracy
for 25 years. For 25 years, I bombed brown children. I manned the drone attacks.
Yeah.
Now as a physician, I'm in the pockets of big pharma.
Yeah. Now as a physician, I'm endorsed by Pfizer.
Right. So the most populous part of the 6th Maryland congressional district is all of western Montgomery County, which is where like the rich people live, and Frederick. So that's where and it goes all the way out to Oakland.
It goes out to the Panhandle. It goes like
he plays the dirt. I'm a soldier, man, and then he also
I'm a farmer.
But I'm also
an anti-imperial libertarian will do great.
Yeah.
Oh, he's this guy's it's clear, it's in the bag, man. His mailers are already all going out and stuff like that. He's preordained. Like this guy is in. He is the winner. He's not running against anyone that matters.
Yeah.
Veterans for Peace.
Yeah, there you go.
Otherwise known as slow learners.
So speaking of peace, we're gonna peace out. You like that transition?
Hey,
that was awful. My apologies. Anyway, so we're gonna take this on over to our After Hours podcast now. You guys want to check that out? I recommend you do because it's usually where all the good stuff comes out, and that's gonna be recorded right after this one. We're gonna send you out a link if you sign up for our Patreon for as little as $3 a month. We'll send you that link. And you can chime in live, comment, do whatever. Or you can just, whenever Jared puts it up on the website, you'll send you a link to that podcast. And you'll have access to everything else on our all the other previous After Hours podcasts. And if you guys don't like Patreon, there are other ways to donate to the show at PRLfans.com. And we also have t-shirts for sale over at libertariancountry.com. Jared is wearing one of said t-shirts right now. It looks smashing. Yeah, there it is. And you guys use the code PRL or PRL Podcast, you get a 10% discount. If you use the code PRL2 and spend $50 or more, you'll get a 20% discount. And was there anything else we need to plug there, Jared?
We need to plug WBS.
Yeah, there you go. I'm like Ron Burgundy right now. There's nothing on the script for me to read.
Oh, check out that hoodie.
Yeah, we're so before the episode, you probably heard their advertisement, but check out WBS Apparel. They've got some cool, dope shit. Here's a hoodie. It says "Put It Back." It's got the shopping cart with the star on top.
Yeah, that's great.
Dig it.
Sorry, guys. This is not professional at all. I should have asked them.
I don't think we have a promo code yet, though. I'm working on getting that. So
WBS, their shit's so fucking funny. It's like, all their stuff. Just go follow them on Twitter. WBS. Just look it up. You'll see it. You'll see links posted out from our PRL page. We'll be posting stuff.
Very based.
It's so based. But anyway, until next time, everybody, live free
or die.